Hey guys, Foxy here, and this will be part 4 of What If Naruto Was in The Walking Dead. Naruto's POV. We walked, and walked, and walked. My feet didn't ache, but I can tell, Rick was not doing too well. After a while, I took his third bag, against his, better judgment, and we walked. He was doing a little bit better without the extra luggage. But still, he looked tired and exhausted. Now we are away from the town that I, cleaned up. And now we're going down another road. After a while, I found a bike. That's what Kurama said. A bike. I found a bike and had Rick hop onto it. Then I heard a growl. "Oh, Sherlock Holmes," I shouted as I turned around, holding a kunai. There was half of an undead woman with gray skin crawling towards us. I was about to throw the kunai until Rick stopped me by clutching on to my wrist. I yipped in pain. "Hey, why are you?" "We can deal with her later. Let's just go," he said as he pulled me up onto the bike and rode. I had to hold on to him as we rode away. "Rick, you have to let me down. Let me down. The bike is unsteady. I'm going to tip it over." "Don't worry, it's fine," he said as he held me closer. "Kid, you can't just... I have you know that I have killed a lot of undead. That one would have been easy enough to handle on my own. Still, we'll deal with it later, okay? Fine, let's just get to your house and see if your family is there," I said as I shut up. After a few minutes, we stopped. Rick plopped me down as he jumped off the bike and ran into the house. "Wow, you're amazing for leaving a kid out here on their own," I said as I walked into the house. I could hear him shouting like a maniac for his wife and child. I felt bad, but still, he couldn't keep yelling like this. He's only going to get himself killed. I shut the door and locked it. Then I went throughout the house, ignoring his, cries. I had to make sure he was safe first. After I locked all the windows and doors, I went to his side. He was kneeling on the ground, crying. "Rick, I know it's hard. You lost your family. Well, no, you didn't lose them. They're probably somewhere else safe now. But you can't keep crying like this. You have to get up and find them. Sitting here won't help you get any closer to them. Let's get out of here and, find them, alright? I know this sounds cold-hearted and all, but seriously, you have to get up now. Your cries have alerted whatever walking dead that are around here to this location." Rick sniffled as he nodded. He pulled himself upwards and held me close. He was hugging me. "Rick..." "Fine," I said as I hugged him back. "Rick, I know it sounds heartless of me, but seriously, we have to go. This place isn't safe. Maybe when we're somewhere safe and able to actually bunker down, then you can cry your eyes out and do whatever you want. But we're not in a safe place right now. Trust me, I haven't been anywhere safe for a while now. And all I want to do is do what you want to do. Cry my eyeballs out. But we're not in a safe place, so please, Rick, We have to go, I said firmly as I held him closer. Even though I wanted to push the man away, I couldn't. I really couldn't. I was upset. I know how hard it is to lose family. I lost mine in my old world. And I can't go back to them. I know I can't. The portal is already closed. And I have no way to get back to them. And not Krama said to me that I was certainly dead when I went into the portal. And Krama had to use most of his chakra to wake me up and keep me alive. So everyone at home probably thinks I'm dead. And either way, I can't leave this place without making sure everyone is okay. Okay, let's go, alright? He nodded as he pulled away from me. He still had a few tears streaming down his face. My hands moved on their own, and I wiped them away. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, I promise. Let's just go, alright? I said as I pulled him to the front door. I unlocked it and walked outside. And we started to walk. Rick turned around and saw someone. I turned my head as well to see one of the Walking Dead coming towards us. Then I saw another one coming towards us, but it moved differently. Its movements were clearer. Then it hit me. It was a living person. The man shot the undead, and I could hear the bane. It was so loud, and my ears were ringing. I clutched my ears as I tried to focus. Then I heard a thud beside me. It was Rick. I turned around and quickly dodged the shovel that was coming towards my face. I turned around and did a swift kick in the boy's face. He landed on the ground while holding his nose. I went into my fighting stance, clutching my kunais, ready to throw. Are you okay, son? A deep, chilling voice came out of nowhere. My eyes landed on the man with the gun. Oh, Karama. I muttered to myself as, the precise weapon's name came into mind. The man held the gun, but wasn't pointing it at me. Are you okay, my son? He said again, while going over to the boy. I'm fine, but I knocked out the dude and, this guy hit me. No, Dad, I hit you. You tried to thunk me with that shovel of yours, I said with a growl. And the guy that you hit was my partner. Well, kind of. Seriously, kid, you have to make sure that you're actually hitting a living or undead person. Seriously, you could have killed someone, I said as I pulled myself out of my stance. I could tell there were no danger. They were only trying to survive. Was the guy bit or scratched? No, just a bullet shot, and trust me, he was out for 2 months. So he is no threat, I promise you. I was there, alright? I was there. He's no threat, and he won't become the Walking Dead, I promise you. But why not we get him out from this area? That gunshot is probably going to alert the other Walking Dead here to our location. The boy and the man nodded, the man picked up Rick, and I just ran beside them, while still clutching the 3 duffel bags I had. God dang it, I mutter, as we finally get into a house. A very secure house by normal standards. After the man got Rick into a bed, I was left to my own devices. He set me up in a different room away from Rick, which I don't understand, so I just set my stuff down and crawled into bed. The bed was humongous. "Oh, it's so comfy," I said as I hugged the pillows. Everything was soft, warm, and comfy. "I can't sleep. Need to find Rick," I said as I begrudgingly pulled myself out of bed and into the hallway. I knew where Rick was. As I went into the room, I was shocked. The man tied Rick to the bed and held a gun. What are you doing?" I said as I couldn't really piece anything together. Just in case I was there with him for the past 2 days. Let him go, he's no threat. And even if, he barely can walk on his own. I'm surprised he didn't even drop halfway here, I said as I pulled out my own kunai and sliced the ropes. "He's no threat, I promise you." "Do you have a sharpener? My kunai is starting to get dull," I said as I pulled out the 15 kunai I have. He looked at me, then at the kunai, looked at me, then at the kunai. Slowly, he pulled out a sharpener and threw it at me. I took it and started to sharpen my weapons. For the past 30 minutes, the only sounds in the room were the sounds of breathing and my blade going across the sharpener. Swing, swing, swing. That went on for 30 minutes, until Rick woke up. "Hey, Ricky, how you doing?" I said with cheeriness, leaving my voice. "Hey, Naruto. I have a terrible headache." "Yes, I don't know your pain, but, I believe it's terrible. You just got thunked with a shovel," I said as I kept sharpening my kunai. I was almost done. Just one more edge to go. With the last clean swing, I was done sharpening my weapons. I put them back in my bag and threw the sharpener at the man. Thanks." "No problem. Now, Rick, you want something to drink or eat? I have some canned goods left." "Yeah, please." "Okay," I said as I pulled out a can of peaches, and, that's all I had for edible foods that you don't need to cook. We can fry up some food." "I would like that, please," I said as I threw him some canned soup. "Here's some canned soup. Please warm them up so Rick can eat," I said as I opened the can of peaches and handed it to Rick. "And I'll find Rick some actual clothes, not a dress," I said as I left the room. And before I left the door, I could hear the snickering of the boy and the man. Rick sarcastically laughed, saying, "Ha ha ha, real funny." 30 minutes later, Rick was in some actual clothes, and we were currently eating at a table. "Oh, this is so good," I sang to myself as I ate the delicious food. Rick was trying to look out the window, but the man said no. I didn't catch the names, and I was not interested in catching their names. Rick and I were going to leave tomorrow and never see them again. I hope. I know this might sound cold, but, well, how do I put this? I want to go back on my mission of killing the Walking Dead. So, when night rolled in and everyone was asleep, I did my usual deed. I exited throughout the window and slaughtered the Walking Dead. But I purposely left the man's wife out of it. All I did was chain her to a pole so she couldn't leave. Now stay there and be good, I said, as I continued on my rampage of slaughtering and slaughtering and slaughtering. It got easier over time. I was able to easily pick out which zombie was closer beside me. Throughout the entire night, that's how it went. Well, most of the night. Before dawn came, I picked up all of the zombies and threw them into a pit, while counting each one, and did my usual routine of making crosses, putting their names on them, and setting them to a blaze. I hope your souls rest in peace, I said as I walked to a car. I opened it and saw nothing really amazing about it. There wasn't nothing in there. No weapons, no guns, no clothes. It was empty. Oh, this is no use, I said as I rolled the car off the road. If you're wondering how I did this, basically, I just pushed. With my chakra-enhanced arms, I was able to push the cars out of the road and put them on the yards. If you're wondering why I'm pushing them on the yards, basically for a defense. When dawn finally hit, I ran back into the house and into my bed. I was deadbeat tired now. I yawned as I curled to sleep. But it didn't last long. An hour or two later, Rick came and got me. What is it, Rick? Come here, you need to see this. Oh, see what? Ah! I screamed as he pulled me out of bed. I was not too happy of that. Could you at least get me food before you drag me out of bed, you good sir? I said, as we made our way downstairs. Look at that. All the zombies are gone. Or, not all, but... Yes, I know, all the zombies are gone. Voila, I said, as I made my way to the dinner table, picking up some bread and a bowl of soup. What do you mean, oh, no, you did not? Rick said as he pulled the bowl and piece of bread away from me. What do you mean I did not? And give me back my bread and dinner. Or, no, breakfast. Give it back, I said as I launched myself at him, trying to grab my food. What did you do? He said, and to my surprise, he dodged me. I stared at him. Give me my food. I'll give you the piece of bread, then you tell me what I want to know. Fine, I shouted as he threw the piece of bread at me. I quickly grabbed it and stuffed it in my mouth. I was beyond hungry. Okay. Last night I was bored, so I did my job. What job? The black man said as he came into the room. He was staring at me coldly. And don't give me that eye. I did what my job was. And my job was keeping the world as safe as possible. There were too many zombies out there, so I decided to get rid of a few of them. And move the cars to the side so you have an easy exit or entry pass, I said as I scratched my head. Now, you know what you want to know? Now give me my soup, I said, as I sat there, cross-legged, glaring at Rick. Fine. But kid, you can't just go out there in the middle of the night. You can't see. Excuse me, I can see perfectly. The full moon was out last night, so I was able to see. And I can hear very well, you know. The Walking Dead don't know how to be quiet. They drag their limbs around, growling like dogs. And they smell. They smell. I believe I can be able to smell a walker 2 miles away. How putrid they stink. Hoof. I huffed as I gobbled down my breakfast. Now what is the plan for today? Because I'm not planning to stay here, I said as I got up, stretching. I was planning to go down to the sheriff's station, Rex said as he scratched his head. Okay, so let's go, I said as I made my way to my bedroom. Oh, gentlemen, I have a present for you, I shouted as I came downstairs once again, this time with my 3 duffel bags. I have too much medical supplies here, and they're only going to slow us down. And since you're living people, why not you keep most of it? I said as I opened the bag. And to my expectation, things started to pop out like a volcano. How did you stuff all of these in there without it ripping apart? No clue, but choose what you want, I said as I put the medical supplies in front of me. The kid was about to grab a bottle of vitamins, but I smacked his hand away. There's no such thing as free lunch here, gentlemen. If you want most of these medical supplies, we need food. Rick and I are running very low, and we need food to actually make it to his family, I said with a bright smile. Rick was looking at me. No, they can keep it. No, we need to get to your family without starving first, I said while crossing my arms. Rick sighed as he rubbed his eyebrows. So, we'll give you 5 bottles of vitamins, 3 bottles of painkillers, and 2 boxes of bandages, 3 boxes of Band-Aids, and I think that's all I have to give. Actually, I don't know what else is in here. Syringes, blah, 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 blah. Yep, that's all I'm going to give for a loaf of bread, I said. Most of these will be worth more than a loaf of bread. Well, I am not an evil person. I'm very kind and generous. So a loaf of bread, just for these supplies I'm going to give you. Good enough for me, the man said as he went into the kitchen, pulling out a loaf of bread and throwing it at me. And it hit me dead center in the face. Ow! Maybe, can we have some more painkillers? Well, I can give 3 more bottles to you for 2 cans of soup. Why not? Fine. Here. The kid went into the kitchen, pulled out 2 cans of soup, and rolled them over to me. Thank you, I hummed with happiness as I gave them the medical supplies. And you know what? Since I'm being so kind, here, I dumped out 1 whole bag of medical supplies to them. I needed the extra baggage. It's free, I said as I shoved the empty bag now into into Rick's hands. Okay. Let's go, gentlemen. And we walked out the front door. And this will be the ending of part 4. Love you guys.